What's going on, everyone? 413 Bros back with another video. So today what we're going to be working on is my 2016 Frontier, and we're going to be changing out the alternator. So I'm going to give you a little sample why we are replacing this alternator. My truck's a stick. And pretty sure you can already hear that, because it sounds like this. Enough of that crap. So you get the picture. My truck only has 59,000 miles on it, but truck sat for a couple years during COVID when the previous owner had it, I guess. So I don't know if that's the problem or what. Some people are getting 200K out of these alternators. Some people are getting 30K. And I did find a weird little thing that a lot of people with the 2016 model years were having short-lived alternators. Maybe a bad batch. I don't know. Anyway, first thing we want to do is disconnect our negative battery terminal. So I upgraded the battery in this truck a couple of months ago, and I'm actually going to fabricate a much nicer battery tie down, but the one that I made actually is working great, but that's going to be better, and I'm going to do better terminals. Anyway, not for this video. So I did jack the truck up and put a jack stand under it, probably prematurely, but what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to take all this intake stuff off. So there's 2 bolts here, and there's 2 more under here, and I've got to take these. I think these are 8 mil, and we got to basically take this stuff off. So like I said, 2 10 mil bolts, and there's going to be a couple of little rubber flipper thingies, and that just pulls off. So next thing, these 2, and we're gonna have to undo these 2, followed by probably taking off this one here so we don't have to mess with that. Just like that, that is off. 2 10 mil there, the 8 mil holding that clamp on over there, and the 8 mil holding this clamp on here. So that's what you're gonna be looking like. And so you can see this is a new belt and a new tensioner. So this I did hoping that was going to fix the squeak a couple months ago, and it did not. Pardon the traffic. So what we're going to do is take a bare 3/8 drive ratchet, and they're going to go in that tensioner hole. And I'm gonna attempt to do this while recording. That's gonna go in there, and all you're gonna do is either lift up or down. I think it's down. All right, so if we push down, you're gonna see that's gonna create slack in the belt. So you're gonna push that down and slip the belt off. Pushing that down, belt slipped right off. That's going to make it so we can access our pulleys. Next order of business is going to be pulling this wheel off and pulling out this fender liner. As you can see, our alternator is right there. So looks like I'll update you when we get to the wheel well. Wheel is off. So I had 1 Phillips here, 1 Phillips here, 2 under there. I already took off the factory chin spoiler thingy. I hated the way that looked. And at some point this is gonna get 33s and a lift and all that crap, but not for today. So you might have a push clip here and a push clip here. My truck did not, but it looks like they're supposed to. I don't know. So all we're gonna do is pull this out of the way enough And yeah, I'll update you. Quick update, it is that easy just to pull the whole liner. So we had a 3 Phillips screws here, a Phillips screw here, Phillips screw, Phillips screw, Phillips screw, Phillips screw, and we had 2 push rivets, one that I think went there and one that was somewhere over here. As you can see, we easily have access to the alternator. Looks like that hose just gives you a little bit of space. It's gonna be 2 bolts, a plug, and a wire. But I'm gonna go eat breakfast. All right, so one giant breakfast sandwich later, we're ready to rock. That bolt there is going to be a 12 mil, and let's see here, that bolt right there, as you can tell, if you look up, it's connected to the ear of the alternator. That other bolt you do not want to take out because that's for your timing chain cover. So don't touch that. So this top bolt that is here is going to be a 14. The bottom one is a 12. And your electrical connections are going to be back there. So you got that. There's going to be a bolt under there, a nut, and that plug. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break the bolts loose first. I'm going to break the bolts loose first. So, bottom one, that was super easy. The top one up there, this thing will ever focus. Right there. That one, I just took my breaker bar and just gave it a quick tap and that came right out. No big deal at all. That one, not required to do that whatsoever. So I'm gonna pull those bolts, and when I get there and I have enough room to undo the wiring, I'll show you that. All right, so the bolts are out. Top one was really long, bottom one super short. What I wanna show you guys is, you come around the back side, you can easily put your hand over the upper control arm and hold the back of the alternator and wiggle it to get that top bolt out easier. Your electrical connections are here, and focus. This plug here. I'm gonna look at those. I'm gonna unplug that plug, and if I can easily get this one, I'm gonna do that before I pull it out. If not, I'll start wiggling it out and do that. Alternator is free. So I did the plug from the back side like I told you, and this was a 12 mil, this one little wire here. So the alternator's free. We're gonna see how this is gonna come out. I'll keep you posted. Okay, here we are. There was a little plastic clip that held the wiring. Christmas tree plugged in there. That was that. And there's your alternator. Here we go. Out with the old, in with the new. So this unit is from Napa, and I paid, I think, like $204 plus a $66 core. So on this Napa unit, this thing here, which is the ear, alternator sits in like this, right? This thing here was too thick. So either my particular alternator, this bearing wasn't pressed in, or something, because I had to take and file that down for it to fit inside of there. But it is in. I'm gonna tell you now, you need an extra set of hands. I was fighting trying to hold the weight of the alternator, get the bolt through, get it to line up and tighten everything. I struggled for probably a good hour, and then I said screw it, and I called Tyler, and Tyler came over and we knocked it out quick. But obviously putting it in is the same process as taking it out, so I didn't really need to show you guys that. But truck's running, and it is quiet. Oh my god. So I bought this truck like a year and a half ago, and basically since then it has chirped at least some. So I've been tracking it down. I changed out the tensioner and the belt, didn't solve it. It'd come here and there, you know, cold starts or whatever, and it just got progressively worse and worse and worse. And then I started really playing with it and figuring out where the squeaking was coming from, and led me to the alternator. And while I had the belt off, I kind of checked the idler pulley, and I said, you know what, everything else is new, I'm gonna change the idler too. Got an idler pulley as well. That had some slop, so that's tight now. Everything is tight, everything is working as it should. So I'm pumped. I'm dead tired. But anyways, any questions, feel free to ask. Like I said, you have to, if it doesn't fit right in there, you're gonna have to either exchange it or shave off some material to get it to fit in that spot. But all in all, use an extra set of hands, guys. But we'll see you in the next one. Later.